And so now is the time to unite this country and unite this society. And we cannot begin that task until we have delivered on the primary request of the people, the big thing that they asked us to do. After 3 years and 2 missed deadlines, we must leave the EU on October the 31st. And we must do better than the current withdrawal agreement that has been rejected 3 times by Parliament. And let me be clear that I am not aiming for a no-deal outcome. I don't think that we will end up with any such thing. But it is only responsible to prepare vigorously and seriously for no deal. Indeed, it is astonishing that anyone could suggest dispensing with that vital tool of negotiation. I think this is a great country, and that we are more than capable of rising to the challenge. And it's only by preparing and raising awareness of what no deal might entail that we will ensure that we do not resort to that option. It's only if we have the guts and the courage to get ready for it that we will carry any conviction in Brussels and get the deal we need. Because they don't want no deal any more than I do. And we will simply not get a result if we give the impression that we want to go on kicking the can down the road with yet more delay. Delay means defeat. Delay means Corbyn. Kick the can again, and we kick the bucket. With every week and month that goes by in which we fail to deliver on our promise, I'm afraid we will further alienate not just our natural supporters, driving them into the arms of insurgent parties, but anyone who believes that politicians should deliver on their promises. We can get Brexit done, and we can win. We can unite our country and our society, and that is why I'm standing to be leader of the Conservative Party and Prime Minister, because this contest is not chiefly about any one person or even about the Conservative Party. It is the opening salvo in a battle to restore faith in our democracy, to renew the natural ties of affection that unite the UK, and to protect this country from red-toothed, red-clawed socialism of today's Labour Party. And we're going to do this by articulating a new and inspiring vision for sensible, moderate, modern conservatism. My friends, I ask you now to join me in that great project, and yes, sometimes that great challenge that lies before us. But with your help, and with the help of the British people, we will succeed, and the whole country will win. What most people understand is that the best way to avoid a no-deal outcome, the best way to avoid a disorderly Brexit of any kind, is to make the preparations now that will enable us to leave in a managed way if we have to. But above all, if we make the preparations now, we will carry the conviction with our friends and partners that we are indeed able to make such an exit if we really have to, if we are dead, if we are moved, if we have to go down that route, which would be, of course, a last resort, not something that anybody desires as their first option. But if we have to go down that route, then the best way to avoid it is, of course, to prepare for it.
What then? And will you commit now to resign if you fail to meet that 31st of October deadline?
I understand, of course I understand that colleagues in Parliament have very strong views, but our job is to engage with everybody and just to point out that the real existential threat that I now think faces both major parties if we fail to get this thing done. And I think that in the end, maturity and a sense of duty will prevail, and I think it will be very difficult in the end for colleagues in Parliament to obstruct the will of the people and simply to block Brexit. Because, you know, we asked the people, we put the question out to them, and in a sense it was absolutely right to do so, because the issue of membership of the European Union does go fundamentally to people's sense of what their future is, what their identity is, where they see themselves in the future. It was right to ask the British people. They returned a very clear answer by a substantial majority. Parliament voted overwhelmingly to trigger Article 50 and get this thing done. I think that if we now block it, as collectively as parliamentarians, we will reap the whirlwind, and we will face mortal retribution from the electorate. So I just say to our friends and colleagues, let's come together and get this thing done.